The New York Times put out its list of the 100 greatest films of the 21st century, but we're not going to watch 100, we're going to watch the top 30. So join us on this journey as we watch 30 films in 30 days. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, and welcome to our series where we're watching 30 films in 30 days. The New York Times came out with their list of the top 100 films, so why do 100 when we can do 30, which is a lot more practical?
I don't think that we could commit to 100 days.
We can hardly commit to 30.
Yeah,
but...
it's been a struggle trying to arrange this as it is, so
Yes.
Let's stick to 30 and not do 100.
So the first instalment, so the film at number 30 is Lost in Translation.
Woo!
The film that follows Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson as two Americans in Japan who are basically... They're in their own little ways, they got stuff going on. Bill Murray is a failing actor, and then Scarlett Johansson is like a newly married woman, like quite young, with her husband just kind of trapped in this hotel in Japan. So, guys, what did we think?
Well, did we want to start off by just saying what they said in the New York Times?
Go on.
About this. So let me just refer to my notes. So in the article for the New York Times, they say that, directed by Sofia Coppola, her sophomore feature is a cinematic miracle, which I think is an interesting way to describe this film. And Pamela Anderson voted for this film to be one of the best films of the 21st century and said, easy breezy French film vibes, but in Tokyo. I love Scarlett Johansson in everything she does. She's graceful, elegant, talented, the real deal. Which I do agree with, and I do think that it gives easy breezy French film vibes in Tokyo. But do we think that it's a cinematic miracle? I don't.
Well, it's just like I feel like this film was, I think, it was the first that we watched of these.
Yeah.
And I just didn't get it. I didn't know what it wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that made it very difficult for me to enjoy it because, it's a very slow-paced film. Not a lot happens. It's trying to, I think, touch on some, more existential themes, things like loneliness and things like that. I didn't really understand that's what it was going for from the beginning. So I was very lost myself, not pun intended.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Watching it, and I considering this is supposed to be one of the 30 greatest films of the 21st century, I was expecting, some kind of wow factor, something that makes me, think a little bit afterwards, go, that was really poignant, that was really interesting. I just didn't get that.
I absolutely agree. I think it clearly wanted it to be profound and to think for yourself and to come to your own conclusion about, what is happening to these characters and stuff like that. But I just did not resonate with either of them. I do love Scarlett Johansson and I don't really have any strong feelings about Bill Murray as an actor.
Yeah.
But I think, it just wasn't working for any of us. I think it just didn't click. I said in a post that it was subtle. It's very subtle. But it was so subtle, I didn't understand what was going on.
Went right by.
Yeah, it just went over my head. And maybe, we're not cultured enough. But I don't think that's the case. I just think that we see it for what it is, which is a pretty boring film.
Yeah, I think for me, the central connection between the two characters felt weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because it was one of Scarlett Johansson's first roles, so she is quite young herself in the film.
She looks
and
so young,
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
she?
I mean,
not in a bad way, but
props to her.
Yeah.
Again, she turns in a good performance, especially at that age, and it seems like quite a mature thing for her to do, this type of storyline and stuff. Especially not to really to explicitly say what it is, but the first shot of the film, we'd be like, "What the hell is this?" If you know, you know.
I can't even remember. What was it?
How do I put this? Maybe it's where I went enhance.
Oh, right.
As a joke. as a joke.
No, that's funny
I have
because
to
you made
preface-
that joke and then we've quoted it later about 20 times.
Yeah.
Even though Enhance is already a joke, we're now quoting a quote of the
Yes.
joke.
Yeah.
We're quoting the joke rather than the original quote.
Like 7 layers. in.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, for her, like, and she turns in a good performance. It's just so, like, not a lot really happens. You're watching it through and you're kind of like, there's no big story moments, I guess, apart from maybe the ending bit. But it kind
Yeah.
of just has to get there. And it's like a 2.5 hour movie, but it feels longer. And I didn't get enjoyment out of it.
No.
And like the kind of central thing about, again, kind of leads into the title Lost in Translation, where they're in Japan and it focuses on like bits of Japanese culture, like again, like the sort of the places they go to, like the karaoke bars, and like again just how the mannerisms are. It kind of like they just went into that a bit too much. I didn't care. I was kind of like, are you like, do Japanese people like this movie? Which apparently some of them did have issues with it, like how it kind of made them feel like the other, and like
Like a
look how
stereotype.
look how wacky and zany their culture is. Which again, like through a certain lens would work. But I think for me, it was kind of like, right, I feel like you're really just lumping on to be like, whoa, Japanese people are weird, in that kind of context. So I think that didn't work for me.
Yeah, I think that the positives. Let's talk some positives. I think that it was very well shot. I think
Yeah.
it's a nice looking film. I think, but
That's where it ends.
I think that's it for me.
I think we've already gone good performances. It looks good.
Strong performances. It looks good. I don't particularly think that there's a good script behind it. It's not one of those talky films. It's like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really good script, but it's just a bit boring because they don't
Yeah.
talk enough for it to be like a good script, So yeah, it just doesn't hit like the way that it wants to hit. And
No.
it's a shame. It doesn't set us off for a very good start with this
Yeah.
series of films that we're about to watch, does it? If this is what is
Yeah.
classed as like amazing miracle cinema, what else are we going to end up watching? And is it going to be just as boring?
Join
So-
along on this epic journey where I don't know. We've seen some of the list and like stuff that's coming up, like we've watched before, but there are some films you're like, oh no, like you look at
Am
the
I gonna like
you look
that?
at the lengths, and also like where you can feel that it's like an artsy film, and like, oh, you just don't get it if you don't like it, sort of thing. Like if we come out,
I don't think any of us are really massively into films like that. We're not I think that we can say we're not those kind of movie people
Not
where we're like,
cinephiles, are we?
yeah, we
Not
just
like
like
film
film.
elitists.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Like if
Film
we
enjoyers.
Yeah, exactly. If we don't like something, even if something's supposed to be brilliant, if it's boring, we will say it's boring. So at least you can get some honesty.
Yeah,
Around
this
this
is
table.
the layman's look.
Yeah.
at these.
That's what the
30 greatest
podcast
films.
should be called. The
Layman's
Layman's
Podcast.
Look. Yeah.
I think so. We'll go on to the last couple of points here, but what would you score it?
I gave it a 5.
What would you give it? Or what would you give it?
You go first.
See, I can't remember now if I gave it 4 or a 5 out of 10. I really thought, like watching it again, coming off that first viewing, I really thought it was boring. So I think I
Now
probably was a
I've,
bit
like,
harsh on it. But I'll go
looking-
for 5. I think I'll go for a 5.
Looking back on it, I just feel nothing. So I think
Yeah.
that's a worse because I've not looked back on it and thought, oh well, maybe I did enjoy it, or maybe I can understand it now. I've had time to think about it. I've not thought about it again, like since we
Yeah.
watched it. So
Yeah.
I don't think this. Anyway, what would you score it?
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
I just like the message that I took away from it, from what I kind of my own personal understanding, limited understanding of what was actually going on. It just didn't feel like, obviously we're not doing spoilers, but it just didn't feel like the right message. Like there wasn't any kind of their actions, they didn't have any consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just felt like, maybe they did or didn't do something bad.
Yeah, it's
And-
very
Yeah.
it's very ambiguous, isn't it? But it's too ambiguous for its own good. It doesn't leave us with anything. It's just like, oh, and it's apparently it is very famous. That he whispers something in her ear, and everybody's like, oh, what did he whisper? Oh, what did he? And it's like, I could
don't
not care
care.
less.
Yeah.
Literally, I did not think for 1 second. Oh, I wonder what he's saying to her. Literally
Yeah.
could not care less.
No.
So,
So we've got 4, 5,
5.
5.
Let's
Okay.
stop agreeing.
So we are, we were, I don't know, me and you are pretty much on the same wavelength for quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
But who knows, that could change maybe sometime. Maybe you'll think a film is absolutely the best of the best.
Yeah,
and I'll think
you
it's
never know.
mid.
You
I
never
don't know.
Yeah.
But the final question is, though, is it one of the greatest films of the 21st century?
Are we
No.
supposed to answer that, or is that rhetorical? No, is the answer.
Yeah, I'd say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well,
Certainly not number 30.
No.
If it was like 100,
When you
then,
look,
all right,
when
then.
you look at the stuff above it, you're like, how the hell is like I was talking to Kieran, Whiplash is on there, but it's like way up there. It's like that has got to be like in this top 30, which it's obviously
Do you know
not.
what's better than this film that is in this list?
There's a
Wall-E.
Wall-E.
That is a much better film
Yeah, God,
than
yeah,
this.
yeah.
That is an absolutely incredible film, and I
Yeah.
want to watch it right now. But this, I don't
No.
want to watch it ever
No.
again in my life, and I will never
Yeah.
recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, well, there you have it. That is a great first part to this this series. Very positive, as you can see. But we will see you guys in the next episode, where we'll be looking at film number 2 or number 29 on the list. We'll see you guys then.